Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to lecture number 13. Today we will talk about more into the transformers, okay? More into the transformers. So last time, what did we talk about? We talked about reflection. We said we reflect the load from the secondary to the primary by multiplying it by A squared. And we say V primary over V secondary equals A. Equals what? A. A is N primary over N secondary. And we said I primary over I secondary equals 1 over A. Now, it doesn't, is the primary always high voltage or low voltage, or it's irrelevant? Is the primary high voltage? ولا low voltage? ولا irrelevant? Irrelevant. Why? Because I showed you we have a step up, step down transformer. لما يصير عندك step up transformer, we'll have the primary as the low voltage. So always primary on the left, secondary on the right. Okay? The ratio is given primary over secondary. Your primary is, ليش سموه primary? Primary for your application, primary input. Secondary is you get it. If you don't get the output from the secondary, the circuit in the primary is still running. Nobody is impacted. So remember, V primary is AVS. If you do the math, it goes back to the same equation. Or you can call it primary VS prime. If you reflect the secondary على البرايمري يصير ايش؟ VS prime. By definition تساوي مثلث يعني ايش؟ By definition. يعني هي ما كانت تساوي بس حنا عرفناها تساوي زي اللي في الرياضيات. افرض ان طيب IS at IS over A هي الكرنت فاليو في السكندري ريفلكتد هو في الواقع IS over the ratio. اوكي؟
الات معناها واقع في الواقع.
لا هذه كذا حطها هذه اللي ألف السلايدات الشرقاوي دكتور مهيني. You can say equal by definition or at. At is measured at. يعني كان يقول لك measured at. يعني كان يقول لك هو ما في current يمشي في البرايمري سايد بس if it was flowing and you measure it, it will be at that value. لأنه هو في الواقع ما يمشي يعني fake. Dot convention. This is very important and very practical. If you go and work for Saudi Electricity Company, you will see some drawings that look like that. They put a dot, and then here they put another dot here. وبعدين يحط لك هنا والله load. يحط لك هنا والله another line. Sometimes they need to squeeze a transformer for drawing, but they use what we call a dot convention. A dot convention is in the primary side where the power is flowing. If I put plus and the dot الثانية لازم يكون فيه plus. لما أحط negative هنا يصير negative. يعني two dots they should have the same polarity, either plus or minus. Most of the time, to avoid confusion, you will put the plus where the dot is located. Is it clear?
Yes.
Now, how about the current? For the current, it tells me if the current enters the dot, it has to leave the dot, I secondary. Why it has to leave? Because of Lenz's theorem. What is Lenz's theorem? The current would be in a way that counter the original flux. Also, it makes sense. The power N والpower output الcurrent يطلع. Now in rare cases if the current leaves it has to enter this way. كده يضمن لك ان دائما ال flow of current is unidirectional. Whether primary or secondary. Now you don't need to put IP equal minus 1 over AIS. Get it?
Yes.
So to make things easy, dot convention, if the plus is here, the plus is here. If the current enters the dot, it has to leave the dot, and the opposite is true. And the opposite is?
The opposite لو أنا غير
Opposite in any of them. Is the opposite going to happen in real life? Rarely. If it happens, call me, okay? Okay?
يعني نفترض ان الدوت هذه زي الجيت او البورتال.
لا الدوت على الفكرة منها ان مو كل الرسمات في الترانسفورمر بيصير كذا جنب بعض. Sometimes they put them this way. لا يحطها vertical ويقلبها على زوايا. انت عندك drawing كبيرة. You have a big PDF file full of drawings. How do you impose the transformer to look like that? تعمل له control R. Okay. So that convention is important. Also, the rated quantities, how do we read them? So here we have the apparent power. You remember what was my apparent power for my transformer? 5,000 VA. You have to say the word VA. If you don't say the word VA, people will say, is it watt? Is it var? Is it VA complex? So it is apparent power. Here it's 2,000. What was my input in my transformer when I put the fuse اللي ورا حطيتها صح? 120 to 240. So your input should be to the wall, 120, and your output should be to the secondary or the node. So is this step up or step down? Step up. What is A? Wrong. A is 120 over 240. This is in primary over in secondary. Maybe 1 over 2. Okay? Always, for every transformer, write its A. If you start playing games with V primary equal N, no. Assign an A. Your A should be from left to right. Your A should be from primary to secondary. Another definition I would like to introduce is radial loop. Door is open. No problem. If you watch the lecture twice, it's better than watching it once. Why am I doing this? Because if you are absent, then you will watch it once. If you are here, you will watch it twice. So please focus, because these information are important in interviews. ايش معنى rated؟ عيالي. يعني when they built the transformer, when they put the sticker on it, it was what? At the rated quantities. Go to Amazon now. Go to Amazon. افتح تطبيق Amazon. افتح تطبيق Amazon. You have phones. Now you can use it. افتح تطبيق Amazon. Search for single phase transformer. Single phase transformer. And I want one volunteer to show the YouTube the results. Who's volunteering? Please do. You can put your phone in there. Show the people. Just pick one or two. Amazon choice. What is Amazon choice? Is there a transformer that has Amazon choice? Huh? طورنا البست سيلر. Single phase transformer.
هذا
شوفه. طيب ورا الشباب. Click on it.
اكبر.
إيه خلاص. So what they are telling, read it please if you can.
مش واضح.
Put it one more time.
سم.
يعطيك العافية. خلاص وش يقول؟
محول طاقة 1000 واط.
1000 watt. Now they're messing with the unit. So they put the unit watt.
نعم. هذه real power.
Real power. What else? I think there's also things you can read في هذا صيني مضروب.
تقدر تيش يعني.
هذا إعلان هذا ما هو. هذا الأكثر مبيعا. هذا الأكثر مبيعا شوف فيه معلومات أحسن. Can you please show it?
Okay.
So
واضح.
let's read it.
1000 واط 110 120
اوكي 120 و220 او 240
240
محول طاقة تصاعدي
يعني
ولأسفل يعني ستيب اب ترانسفورمر مع حماية مقاطع الدائرة قابلة للضبط مقياس عالمي مدمج المنازل. You have two 1000 واط 250 ريال 3000 واط ب 400 ريال. So the rate this is rated ولا ايش؟ This is rated. اوكي اللي في امازون ايش؟ Rated. It's not realistic. Can I operate my 5000 transformer at 2000 VA? Yes. Can I operate it at 7000? Maybe. Sometimes they put a margin.
طب لو اكثر ما راح تشتغل يعني؟
حتشتغل بس you are risking insulation failure و thermal damage. فهم يحطوا لك margin maybe 1000 VA more. You have to read the data sheet. What's the maximum input voltage and what's the maximum input current? Now, the device can continuously operate at rated voltages without being damaged. Damage في high voltage عادة يكون insulation. والrated current الدمج يكون عادة في thermal destruction.
دكتور ريلت فولتج هذا اللي تكون مثلا في اللمبات اللي يقول لك مثلا من 20 30 فولت.
Rated.
هذا هي صح؟
بس اللمبات there is no way to you can dim down. في بعض اللمبات تشبكها تنحرق لانك تنحرق قد يكون خطا مصنعي مو معناته تنحرق انه
لا مرات تكون مثلا
no if في بعض الغرف فيها knob increase the lamp و decrease it اللي يسمونه ايش dimmer.
ايوه.
ف when you put a dimmer at 50% you're operating at 50% of the rated power. Now, is there a dimmer that gives 150? Yeah, it is possible by design. لما تنحرق غالبا انها رخيصة او انك استخدمت
لا بس في مرة يعني كانت عندنا لمبة اتوقع انها تعطي اكثر من 50 واط او
Yeah, this happens.
القاعدة وانا ركبت لمبة
Yeah. Always double check.
وانحرقت على طول.
Yeah, that because it was delivering so much current.
ايه.
Read the data sheet always, okay? Read. Cannot just connect. Don't trust electricians from outside. You have to do. You are an electrical engineer. You need to oversmart them, okay? So what is this rated or operating values? Rated. 200 kilo voltage times amp, 6000 to 400 step down, 50 hertz. Has 80 turns at the secondary. What is the appropriate values of the primary and secondary currents? To get the primary current, I need to divide the primary apparent power primary, which is same as the secondary, power is the same, over the primary voltage. So, what is IP is 200 kVA divided by 6600. And what is the secondary? 200 kVA divided by 400 volts. Do the math.
الأولى 30.3.
The first is 30 amps. What's the second? Should be more. Maybe 500.
Yes, 500.
So as you can see, conservation of misery, higher voltage, lower current, lower voltage, higher current. So in the low secondary side, in the low side of transformer, you should see lower current. It can be the primary, it can be the secondary, at the low side. So which one is the low side? The secondary. Which one is the high side? Really? Primary. What is the ratio? A.
17?
It is not 17. It is 6600 over 400. I don't know.
17.
17?
16.5.
16.5. So what is NS? Is A times, no, MP is A NS, which is equal to 1300 or 20. 16.5 times 80. 80 is N secondary. Here's the solution. Fix the solution. This is 1300. So 6600 over 400 times 80. Times 80. Order of operation. القسمة بعدين الضرب. Get it? Get it?
Yes.
It's not divided by 80, it's multiplied by 80, where 80 is NS. So this is A times NS. 1320.
طيب دكتور
Yes, please.
نقدر نقول we love rated voltage.
Yes, we love rated voltage.
طيب
And when we love it, it has to be RMS.
سؤال ثاني
When we love it, it has to be.
RMS. اعطانا هو قبل شوي الفريكونسي كيف ممكن
50
نسميه؟
Hz.
كيف ممكن نسميه؟
You don't have to use it. We can use it later. This example is the homework example. So let me check the camera.
مضبوط.
So, a single phase power system. What is the implication of this statement? When I use power calculations, I don't multiply by 3. I don't multiply by square root of 3. I don't have V line to line, then I have only single line. So ask yourself, am I dealing with a 3-phase or single phase? So this is a single phase. Now, it has 480 volts RMS. Does it matter line to line or line to neutral?
سير.
Same, because it is single phase. If it was a 3-phase, نرجع للشغل حق موديول 1. 60 Hz. Generator. It has Z load 4 plus J3, whose Z line is this. Answer the following. If the power system is shown, what will be the voltage at the load will be? Can you calculate it? You can solve it using VDR. What is VDR? Or you can solve it by KVL or KCL. For the other section, I solved it by KCL or KVL. Now, because I'm bored, I'm going to solve it using VDR, okay? And the solution here, it shows the KVL. So, using VDR, V load equals Z load over Z load plus Z line times V S. Can I call this VS instead of V?
Yes.
No, but I don't care about logos. Remember my transformer, they call apparent power P. And Amazon, they just tell people what. And I'm pretty sure it is VA, it's not watt, but they call it watt. في مقولة بالعربي خطأ شائع خير من صواب ضائع. Sometimes you have to let things go. Okay? So you have to adjust as an engineer. What do they mean? You have to keep it in mind, and you have to know the technical information in the back end. Do not go and fight with them. No, I bought it because it's 5,000 watt and it appeared to be it's only 5,000 VA, so I'm getting less watt. Are you gonna go and talk to them? They will tell you we have the data sheet, but you didn't read it. So this is one of the things. Sometimes they put the wrong symbols, and unfortunately, it has to do with there is no standardization for power system industry. In the US, we have three-phase A, B, C. In China, they call it RYZ or AXYZ. So there is no standardization. So you have to adjust. So calculators, please find the answer. I'll see. No, you can't say 400. You have to tell me the angle.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you.
Okay. What is the answer?
453 angle minus 0.91.
91. Okay, that's correct. So what is I load?
What do you know about that?
Why I waste my time? I load the same as I line. Get it?
They don't have I know. It's not given.
Yeah.
You're right. Now can I calculate it?
Yes, you have.
Yes.
Is V load over
0,
0. If you do the math, 453 angle minus 0.91 over 4 plus J3. What's the answer? 90?
9.76
Just one decimal after that.
Point
No need to tell me. Angle?
minus 37.7.
Degrees. So what is the power losses in the line? I line square times R. Should I multiply by 3?
No.
Wrong. Because it's single phase. If it was a 3-phase, we multiply by 3. I don't know, it's 90 squared times R, which is 0.18. I think it's alpha 400 watt. Roughly. Okay? Clear? Clear how to solve the first part of the problem? We answered what will be the voltage at the load, what will the transmission line losses. And transmission line losses are in a form of heat measured in watt. Now, they are telling you and instead of this thing, why not we have two transformers? One is a step up or step down. Remember our favorite thing, G, T, D. Generation, transmission, distribution. So from G to T, is it step up or step down?
Step down.
Step up.
Step up. So what is A1? 1 over 10. That is okay. Keep it 1 over 10. Some students would say, oh, step up, it has to be larger than 1. No. The ratio of the primary over the secondary is 1 over 10 because secondary is higher voltage. What is A2? 10 over 1. That's the professional way. The voltage here is 480 volts. Do I expect it here when I do the reflection to the line to be smaller or larger? Larger, because it doesn't make sense to have transmission at a lower voltage. In impedance, when I reflect it here, what will happen? Will it be larger or smaller? Larger. So I need to reflect the source voltage to the transmission line and I need to reflect the load to the transmission line. Why? Because I have 3 circuits. Can you solve 3 circuits separately? There is no KCL, no KVL, we're wasting time. So the only way to solve a circuit in transformer is to do the reflection. Here, how many reflections do I need to do, ya Zahran?
2.
What is the first reflection?
Source.
No, that's not a statement. Tell me a proper statement, please. Reflect. فعلوا ما.
You should reflect the voltage source to the transmission line.
Correct. What is the second, Ranazi, what is the second?
The impedance.
No, proper statement, please.
We have to reflect the impedance to the transmission line.
Correct. That is I want you to think. Okay? Now the difference if you see the 2 words, you will not be the supervisor. If you say the proper statement, they will give you the supervisor. And if you are a supervisor, you need twice the salary. Why people want to be supervisors with companies?
Normally. Normally.
Yes. Because in many corporations, if you're starting salary at 15,000 riyals, your direct supervisor usually gets 30,000 riyals and he's maybe 5 years ahead of you. If you stay in the same position for 10 years, you might get the same salary as your supervisor. So you cut your growth by 50%. So whatever you can make in 20 years, you will make it in just 10 years. And it has more benefits. So if you don't say the proper statements, you will not be the supervisor. And if you're not a supervisor, you will probably be asked to do technical work. So please, proper statements, okay? Especially in the conceptual questions. You will have conceptual questions in this. Don't write just words. Write proper English statements, okay? Okay, when I ask you in the test, you have to write proper English statement. If the English statement is not proper, -1, -2. Even if the idea is correct, please. زي ما أنا بسألك في اللابات لما ما تكتب الجملة صح ولا لا؟ ما ينقصون؟ الليكشر من باب أولى. I have seen it in the first problem. Quiz 1. Why do we have 3 phases? Some people say powerful. That's it. No, you can't say powerful. They got 0, but in this. Now, let's do reflections. I'm just writing the equations here. So, to do reflection, I need to reflect the voltage source to the transmission line side. How much will it be? VP over VS equals A. What is VP? 480. What is VS? Is what I want. So, VS is 480 على 1 على 10. So this will be how much? Angle 0. And then I have the line. And then now I have a load. To reflect the load, ZL reflected is A square ZL. And V load reflected is what? AV load. I made a mistake. In the previous class, I said V load equals A square V load. So do not make my mistake. Okay? Why? Same thing. In the load side, we have a transformer, right? Here I know it's 480, which is Vs. What is V primary? V primary over V secondary equals A. What is A? 2.
Okay.
What is A2?
10. 10 over 1.
10 over 1. So, I have Vs, I want Vp. What is Vp? Vs over 10.
Over
No, multiplied by 2. Over 1 over 10. Roughly speaking. So that's the proper equation. If V load was that, but V load is not like that.
1 over 10 ولا 10؟
10 over 1.
لا،
So
إحنا
VP
من السورس.
VP is AVS 10 over 1.
لا احنا من السورس.
A1 is 1 over 10.
يا سلام.
A2 is 10 over 1.
بس احنا الحين بنسوي ترانسفورم للسورس ولا لللود؟
The load. What is the equation of V load? So V load reflected over V load equals A2 equals 10 over 1.
اوكي.
So what is V load reflected is A2 V load. So if the load here was 480, this will be 4800. If the load here was 400, this side will be 4000. And it makes sense. Because when you reflect everything to the line, you need to have reasonable values to the line. So, the line, if I do the equation, I of the line is what? V source reflected over Z line plus Z load. If you do the math, I'm not going to do it. It's 9.5 angle minus 36. The second equation, what is V load prime is A2 V load. What is A2 V load? It's A2 times, no, my bad. Is I of the line times Z load reflected. Because you reflected, this is ZL reflected, which is A squared, which is 400 plus J3, 3300. So if you do the math, you will get 9.5 angle minus 36 times 400 plus J300. If you do the math, you should get this number. What is V load? Is V load over A2. So this will be 4097, this will be 479. Finally, what is the power losses? Is I line squared times R of the line, and it appeared to be 9.5 squared times 0.18, which is what, 16 watt. 16 watt is much smaller than 16.7 is much smaller than 1400. So why do we have transformers for transmission lines? Or basically why we have transmission lines? To have smaller losses in the transmission side. It's good to transfer power at transmission level, very high voltage. Clear?
دكتور الريفليكشن دائما نسويه على الترانسميشن لاين ولا؟
It depends on your problem. So you can reflect everything to generation. So how many reflections would you have here? Here you multiply by A squared, then you divide by A squared. So if you do 2 reflections for the load, you can do 1 reflection for the line, everything in the generation. To reflect from the line, you need to divide by A squared. You can reflect the source back to the load side twice, but it's better to reflect one from left, one from right. But you can reflect, you do double reflections and at the load, or double reflection at the source. So how many cases do we have? 3.
لو سويت ريفليكشن على اللاين بعدين حسبت السيركت حق اللاين صرت ريفليكشن.
You are doing it. هنا سوينا reflection بعد. V load is V load prime over A2.
لا انا اقصد انه انا حسوي ريفليكشن على اللود بعدين تصير عندي سيركت جديده احسبها وصير لها ريفليكشن اتول.
Yeah, but you have to do source double reflection. انت you first reflect the source على اللاين بعدين تسوي له reflection مرة ثانية على.
بعد ما حسبت اللاين.
It's complicated. Misery. Why you want to have misery? Just do everything in the life. Try it. You can try it. Math will work. لأن واحد بيضرب على A وواحد بيقسم على A. فإذا أنت ضربت في A وقسمت على A طلع نفس الشيء. The last part I want to talk about is the real circuit. Transformers are not jokes like 213. They have stuff inside them. So what are the stuff? So I have the ideal transformer, correct?
Okay.
What is the first losses do I have? We talked about it. Core.
Carlos.
What is core losses? AD plus hysteresis. And they appear as heat, صح?
Yes.
Okay.
So heat means resistor. Should I connect the core parallel or series? Think.
Parallel.
Why parallel?
Reduce.
Because higher voltage V square over some R core. Higher voltage, higher losses. صح ولا لا؟ لو حطيتها series, think about it. Higher voltage big transformer. هل big transformer بيصير في حرارة أكثر من single small transformer?
Yes.
Yes. So I need to have a parallel component, we call it RC or R core, to have AD and hysteresis. Not only that, the core is steel. Some of my power has to magnetize it, صح? So to magnetize it, I need to model it as a parallel inductor. So this is the resistor, JXM, where M is magnetization. Again, same story. P is V over X, not P. This is the apparent power is V over X. So it's proportional to voltage. To magnetize big transformer, I need more power. Magnetize a small transformer, small power. And why added JXM? Because magnetization is a feature of inductive elements, okay? Not only that, if you want to leave, you can leave. I need 2 minutes. We have copper losses, صح? How many coils in the transformer? 2. So I have losses, copper losses here, and I have copper losses there. So this is copper losses at the secondary, copper losses للنحاس. Not only that, I have flux leakage in the coil, which has infringing والأشياء هذه. So I need to model it as an inductor with JXL primary and another inductor JXL in the secondary. So how many losses do I have? الRC عنده 2. We can model it in one resistor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is how to memorize this set. Do not memorize it. It is not gonna appear in the cheat sheet. Okay? Now, do you know how to draw it? Ideal transformer. I have shunt elements that represent core losses with magnetization losses. For the copper, I have resistor for coil 1, so primary, I have a resistor for coil 2. The leakage, I have leakage at coil 1, I have leakage at coil 2. This is the professional full circuit. Then again, here you have A, E primary, E secondary, and then at the end you put your terminal. V primary, V secondary. And that is the full circuit. Full circuit. Okay? I don't want you to memorize it. I want you to understand it. Why it is in parallel. Why core loss is in parallel. Because bigger voltage, bigger losses. Why magnetization in parallel? Because bigger transformer, I need more to magnetize it. Why resistor will in series? to indicate if I have higher current in series, I'll have more copper losses and I have more leakage. If you put more current, you get more flux. More flux and more leakage. Get it? So you need to make sense of it. Please make sense of it. Do not memorize it. Copper leakage, core, magnetization, leakage secondary, copper secondary. Okay? If you get stuck, you can refer to this figure. Any question before we finish the recording? So the quiz is going to be what? Not this Thursday, the following Thursday. الخميس الأسبوع الجاي.